Welcome to the Butts in the Seats podcast, special bonus episode, take number 2, because we just did all of night 1 of Wrestlemania, and then the computer we were recording on just shut down.
I guess it crashed? I don't know.
I don't know.
Who knows? Let's do it again.
Yeah, let's do it again. I'm Nick alongside Emily.
As always.
I'd ask how you're doing, but I think I know the answer.
Well, you've already asked me this question. You know the answer.
Anything changed since last time?
Nothing has changed in the past hour.
You're still not happy with Roman retaining?
Do you just want to talk about it right off the bat again? Can we just address it?
Yeah, just elephant in the room. We didn't like the result.
And I don't think anybody else really did either.
Yeah.
Like I recognize that Nick and I live in a little wrestling bubble. We do. And we follow people that share our opinion. But this time around, it was like, okay, maybe I am being cynical. Maybe people wanted this. So I looked through Twitter to see if I could find anybody with the opinion that like this was the right choice. I really couldn't find any. There were very few. I went through a bunch of different threads of like responses. And even people were like, I'm a Roman stan, like I'm here for it, or usually are like that. We're like, this wasn't right.
Yeah, and this time I actually remember to mention that WWE has been sold as of this morning.
To Endeavor, it's called?
Yeah, it's like the UFC parent company. So WWE and UFC have merged. Funnily enough, it's something that Shane McMahon was pushing for like 10, 15 years ago.
So it makes sense why he came out.
We'll get to him.
We'll talk about it. We never got there, so it's still all pent up.
Anything from SmackDown worth mentioning besides Bobby Lashley winning the armbar?
Not particularly. I mean, you know, Ray getting inducted that night, but like before that, there was the LWO came back. I called that, which I'm still kind of. I did call it.
I feel like you said Dominic was going to come out to the LWO theme.
We always said that Dominic was going to come out to Eddie's theme, which we were wrong. But we said like we were joking that we were trying to think of what Ray was going to come out in, because he always has like his themed costume, whatever. And that one year, a couple years ago, he came out in like Mexican flag.
I think it was literally last year.
Was it last year? I don't remember, because I know Dominic was in the American flag. But so we were thinking, like, wouldn't it be funny if he came out in the LWO shirt, like the big oversized LWO? Joking. Right. And then on SmackDown, he's backstage with the other luchadors, and he'd given them all t-shirts. We didn't know what the t-shirt was. It was just like we could see the back of it. And one guy, before the big reveal, kind of like flashed into the camera, like ever so briefly. And I swear to God, I saw the O, and I was like, there's no fucking way. And they all turned their shirts around. They're all part of the LWO, and Ray has inducted all of them into the LWO. I'm like, I fucking called it. I called it.
I do like that, because at this point, we pretty much watch WWE casually. Much like the original LWO, you don't know any of the names.
Nope, sure don't. I have no idea who any of those people are.
So let's get into WrestleMania Night 1. We think we're trying to be more succinct to keep this not a feature-length episode, but we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, we tend to get on rails, tangents.
We get Becky G singing America the Beautiful. You're aware of her, I'm not.
She's a singer-songwriter, nothing,
Yeah, she was fine.
She's fine, yeah.
No DX band.
That's a good thing.
We can get the cold open from Kevin Hart.
I still don't understand why we did this and why we did it twice.
Yeah.
Like, it was like pointless. He didn't say anything of note. He did it twice. And he wasn't even live, so it's not even like, oh, we got Kevin Hart. Like, he didn't, though.
Yeah, in terms of, like, Mania opening packages, it seemed like this was a bit of a waste of money.
Yeah, it was a waste of money.
Not a waste of money. The stage. Well, actually, that's potentially not true. I don't know how much the stage cost. But I liked the stage this year.
The stage was cool. Yeah. They went with the award show theming, and you know I love a theme. WrestleMania 9, baby, coming to a podcast near you soon.
I don't think you're ready to watch that.
I like parts of WrestleMania 9. I'm prepared for it. WrestleMania 9 has elements of the chaos, which I love. And I have made that opinion clear. I think it's going to be great.
You remember when you were so excited for Vince Russo to get here?
Yeah.
I thought I'd mention that for no reason.
I don't understand what that means about anything. I don't understand. What?
So we get the hosts of WrestleMania coming out. It's The Miz and
it's
Snoop
the
Dogg.
motherfucking D-O-double-G.
The dog father of WrestleMania, which I kind of cringed at when they said.
They said it like 4 times. Which time did you cringe?
All of them. They welcome everybody. Don't really do much of note here.
I'm just mad that Snoop Dogg is here and Sasha Banks isn't. That just feels like a slight, and it feels like they knew what they were doing.
It's always the Raw after WrestleMania.
Don't say that. Don't say that to me. I just had a glimmer of hope rise in my heart. Don't say that to me.
We pretty much go straight into our first match tonight. Austin Theory versus John Cena for the U.S. title. It's actually the way John Cena's first WrestleMania happened. He opened the show, for the U.S. title.
Oh, really?
I think it's Big Show, but
I didn't realize that.
not counting the one where he just rapped on the pre-show.
There was a time where all he was a pre-show rapper?
Yeah.
Wow.
WrestleMania 19.
Wow, what a time.
So we made our predictions. I still have not tabulated the night 2 ones. I'll have to do that at the end. But I picked Austin Theory for this match. And then John Cena came out with the Make-A-Wish kids. And I'm like, oh, he ain't losing.
Oh, I sobbed.
Yeah.
Should I out myself again?
Yes.
So, I had been drinking. There was alcohol flowing on Saturday. I was bored. I was just watching, television. Nick was working. We were just waiting for him to come home. And I had a couple of, vodka drinky drinks.
By the way, when you don't say vodka tonics, for some reason it sounds worse.
Because it wasn't a vodka tonic. I had, vodka juice. I put lemonade with, I don't know. I was bored. So, anyway, I cry a lot. I like to say I cry when the wind changes direction. When we first started dating, Nick showed me a, the We Rate Dogs, their dog recap of the year 2018, and I sobbed. So John Cena comes out, or before he comes out, there's the Make-A-Wish video package before the entrance. And I watched the package, and all these kids are living their dreams, and it's really, really sweet. And then I realized, oh my God, all those kids have cancer, and all these videos were 20 years ago. All of these kids are dead. And I started sobbing. I was just at that point, I was very emotional. I was like, this is really sad, but look how happy they were in their life. They had a short life, but they were really happy, and I started crying. And then he comes out on the stage, and there's 10 to 15 Make-A-Wish kids on the stage with John Cena.
Including one heel kid rocking the NWO shirt and Bloodline hat.
But just watching them all be so happy and just living their literal dream. This is the one thing they wanted to do more than anything else in the world. Blubbering idiot.
It was the one thing they wanted to happen?
That's the only thing they wanted to happen. And they were all so happy. And I hope that they had the best night of their lives. And it was really emotional. And I just blubbering idiot sobbing. And yeah.
I'm kind of curious if there's a clip of John Cena talking to them after he loses.
I don't know. There has to be.
Yeah.
He's that kind of guy. He wouldn't just come out for the video pack. He would. He's not just a photo op kind of guy.
I think we'll just kind of do any quick highlights and general thoughts on the matches. Neither of us were that into this one. John doesn't quite have it anymore, in my opinion.
No, it was don't get me wrong, it wasn't a bad match.
No, it was serviceable.
It was fine. It was a pretty standard match, but that's not what you want from a John Cena match.
Yeah.
He wasn't wrestling like John Cena. It was very clear he had some ring rust, I guess. He's not in ring shape. He's not doing the John Cena things.
Yeah, his last 2 matches, he teamed up with Kevin Owens on that last SmackDown of the year to keep his streak going. He literally did 2 moves.
Yeah.
And then the one before that was the SummerSlam match with Roman, where he was just cool, I'm just going to try to do roll-ups the whole time.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. He forgot the mechanics.
Yeah, I always kind of thought that wrestling was sort of riding a bike, that kind of idea. You never forget. You always have those calluses. You'll always know how it feels. But I guess he's kind of he's getting older too. I mean, gotta give him that.
Yeah. People were saying he was definitely taking it safe on the bumps and all that. It was, yeah. So Theory wins by pretty basic cheating. It's one of those where John Cena gets the visual win, but the ref gets bumped and Theory wins. It didn't feel like it did much for him. Well,
he still did get the pin at a certain point. John Cena still did win in a way. So he still seems like a big person. He didn't lose disgracefully, So he's still the superhero John Cena. But you know what I mean. He's not losing.
I'm saying, admittedly, one finisher put him down. That doesn't happen to John Cena.
I know. You know what I'm saying, though. He's not getting put down. He has to lose by a fucky finish, Yeah. If the ref was up and nothing had happened, he would have won that match.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a fine match. It didn't really set off the energy the way that I think they wanted it to.
No.
It was a pretty dull start.
Luckily, the next match picked that up, because next up is the men's 4-way tag team showcase. Which, here, can you name the competitors?
Alpha Academy, Street Profits, Viking Raiders, and Ricochet Braun Strowman.
Now, can you name the 2 Viking Raiders?
Can you?
Yes. Eric Ivar and Valerie Holla.
Oh, Eric and Ivar are 2 different people. I thought Eric Ivar was one name.
No, it could be, though. Yeah, good old Valerie Holla.
As Nick has named her.
No longer blatantly doing a Max the Impaler cosplay.
It's Sarah Logan. She's always Sarah Logan.
Well, Titus called her Sarah Logan on commentary like a bunch.
Did he? I didn't notice that.
I don't know why Shoosh is so over, but it really is.
It's definitely over for us.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's over for everyone else, but it makes me giggle every time.
Yeah, and then the match actually starts, and he's amazing and hitting big German suplexes on Braun Strowman.
But he only has 3 words in his vocabulary. Like, all he says is shoosh, thank you. And that's it. He just says it in different patterns. And he's such a fucking cartoon character, Chad Gable. Yeah. I love him. Like, he is the cartoonized version of Kurt Angle.
And even Kurt was pretty silly at points.
Yes, but somehow he's more.
I don't
but
know.
like, still just as good.
I don't know about that.
I don't know
if we're gonna see Chad Gable coming out and be like, "You're just a little boy, and I'm a man who loves playing with boys." Wait, no.
I was watching it was before the Hall of Fame. Kurt Angle was there and he was doing some sort of like interview backstage, and I can't remember the context of it, but whoever was giving him the interview was saying like, you got here by chugging a lot of milk, right? And he just kind of like looked down and looked away. He's like, yeah, I did a lot of things. I'm like, you never drank any of that milk, you fucking liar.
Couple nice spots in this. They did a double delayed vertical suplex Tower of Doom spot that ends with Ricochet just diving on everybody.
That was so wild.
Yeah.
That was such a cool spot. It looked like Ricochet didn't, like, it almost looked like he didn't do it right, but I think he also might have done it exactly right. Because he hit the guy at the very top, like, square in the stomach, where I feel like he should have hit him in the legs for more of a, like, visual impact. But the way he hit it was probably the safest way to do it. But it looked really cool.
Emily got to see the Strowman Express for the first
hated it.
time. Yeah,
It was
it used to be better, and then it just got more glancing blows than anything. And
it was just really lame.
Angelo Dawkins derailed that fucking train. Like,
No pun intended.
He knocked the hell out of him.
I guess I didn't catch that.
Yeah, I like saw the clip on Twitter again, and I heard it, and I was like, "Oh, you laid him out for real."
Oofta.
Ricochet somehow stopping a shooting star press in midair because he was gonna hit the announce table.
Oh god, yeah, it was like a freeze frame. It was bizarre. Like, Ricochet is peak male performance. He's a superhuman specimen. I don't even know how to describe him.
Ricochet is somehow able to stop in midair from hitting the announce table. Meanwhile, Billy Kidman can barely actually hit the target he's trying to.
It's incredible.
Angelo Dawkins gets his knees up on a shooting star press from Ricochet and holds Ricochet down for Montez Ford to hit a splash onto Ricochet's back while he's up against Dawkins' knees, and the Street Profits win.
It was painful looking, though.
Yeah. For a match I did not think I'd care about, I had a lot of fun in this match.
Oh, this was so good. And the thing is, like, this is one of those matches that they did, like, 4 or 5 times already in different ways on SmackDown and Raw. And, like, I've been seeing this for weeks.
Yeah, you were only half paying attention during the SmackDown, and you were like, they're just doing the match. I'm like, no. It turns out it was a fatal 4-way with half the
Whatever,
teams.
but it was the same teams.
What I'm saying, it was just a single person from each one.
Half of the teams.
Yeah.
Yes. But it was still the same people. Like, it was I was prepared to be super underwhelmed by this. Be like, well, I've already seen this match. Like, I don't need to watch that again. But it was so good. It didn't even matter that I had already watched the match 5 times. Because I hadn't. It was so good.
So we've on to Logan Paul versus Seth freaking Rollins.
Don't call him Seth freaking Rollins.
I'm kind of over that.
Yeah, that's lame. It's always been lame. Like, let's not do that.
Yeah. Logan Paul comes out doing the Shawn Michaels zipline entrance.
So we had a discussion of, like, does this count? Because we put all of our predictions on Twitter of, like, what was going to happen. And in that, we had, like, a bonus category of, like, who's going to appear. Wrestling legends, celebrities, whatever. And I said Shawn Michaels. He didn't appear in the flesh.
No.
But he appeared in spirit.
No.
The zip line, Seth's outfit, like, it's very Shawn coded.
Does Jeff Jarrett also get a mention for Seth's
I don't
outfit?
see Jeff Jarrett in that as much. Everyone is saying that. Maybe I just don't know the era of Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah, no, that's more
but
like
a lot of people are saying that was very Jeff Jarrett.
There's a lot going on with Seth's outfit.
Yeah, it was very bondage. It was very Barbie girl bondage. I don't know. It was weird. It was hot pink. It was very leather, very strappy.
He took off half of it, like, on the stage, and then still had, like, the Shawn Michaels chaps for a little bit.
He came out in this wild jacket, and there was a clip of Becky Lynch backstage being so jealous of his big jacket. They're a great couple. I love them.
So not a ton of WCW here tonight. That said, Logan Paul has the Lex Luger gimmick of he had surgery done on part of his body, so now there's metal in him. So now it's super strong.
He is a bionic man. His hand has been weaponized.
He has like a titanium rod in his hand.
I don't even know what happened. I don't remember why he has that.
Shit, Goldberg could have used that when he was breaking the windows.
Ah, bummer. God, ew.
Remember that?
We did have like 2 instances of Maestro vibes.
Yes.
With the conductor for Seth Rollins' entrance.
Yeah, and then them dropping the backing track halfway through the crowd chanting. I swear, they weren't in time with the conductor, but they were consistent.
They were consistent, but they weren't following the conductor.
With themselves, but they're like in the middle of the whoa, and then just the new backing track just cut in the middle of it.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, WWE is a production, and they need the sound to match the visual. So they made sure the sound matched the visual.
This was a fun match. It was, in a good way, it was kind of what you expected until the Prime Energy mascot was revealed.
Yeah, so Logan came down to the ring with this bottle of blue Prime Energy mascot thing. The whole time I thought it was Jake Paul. I thought it was his brother. And I thought that was going to be Jake's entrance into WWE because I'm just waiting for that at this point.
He showed up on something.
He was in the audience.
I swear in Saudi Arabia he had a
that
slight
would not
moment.
Shock me. But now I'm thinking, because Jake is pretty big in boxing. I don't know if he's UFC. I know he does boxing. I'm wondering if that's going to be the bridge to gap it.
No idea.
I can see it happening. But it wasn't Jake. It was the other internet fallen angel. I don't know.
Dweeb. Is that what it is for?
I don't even know. It's KSI. And I couldn't even take the time to explain to Nick who KSI was. I'm not going to do it here. But if you were on the internet in 2017 and saw the cesspool of Jake Paul, Logan Paul, that era, that's who the fuck this is.
Yeah, someone who didn't watch that, it was like, oh, it's a guy. It meant nothing to me.
Yeah, because Logan Paul also means nothing to you.
I have more of a reference for him for
because of fucking Suicide Forest. That's why.
No, I don't know.
That was what made him mainstream. Jake, Logan, and KSI are all people who I have not respected for a long time because they don't have passion for anything that's not making money. They will do literally anything that makes them money, and I don't respect that. And I was afraid that that's what Logan Paul was going to be when he came into the WWE. He just used it as a springboard for his energy drink. And he kind of has been doing that. But he's really fucking good. And I hate that he's good because he very clearly has a passion for this.
How long until Logan Paul and Brock Lesnar team up?
Not long.
Team
I would not be shocked. But it's just very clear looking at Logan that he does have some sort of passion for this. And I know KSI doesn't have that. And I don't want him to be part of this because all he's going to do is be a corporate shill. And I don't fucking need that.
We'll get some corporate shilling from WWE later today.
Yeah, well.
Did you enjoy seeing him get put through a table?
Yes, that was quite
as convoluted as the spot was.
That was a good spot.
Seth pulling him. It's a weird thing if Seth pulls him and then Logan does the dive from the turnbuckle to the announce table. But it's whatever. Just make sure it's safe.
It was good though.
Yeah.
It was the one thing they didn't want to happen. I don't know. No, I really enjoyed this match.
I laughed at Logan Paul hitting both a buckshot lariat and a GTS. You're just trying to piss off AEW fans.
The man does not have his own moveset. He doesn't have the skill set to have his own moves. He's just stealing others.
In that same vein, he goes for a coast to coast.
Exactly.
But gets super kicked midair. Seth Rollins then hits the stomp and gets the pin.
Good.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the way this should have ended.
Yes. I'm glad you're able to enjoy it because your mood soured tremendously on the night.
Because KSI is such a fucking shill and I hate him. I've hated him on the internet. He's nothing. He is everything that is wrong with YouTube. He is not the good parts of the internet. He is the bad parts. He can get away with anything because he has money. And I just don't respect that. And when he came out, I was like, fuck, YouTube 2017 is coming to fucking WWE. And I have to relive that shit again. I can't do it.
I mean, it makes sense. WWE is usually 5 years behind on pop culture. So.
Right? I can't do it again. You're very lucky that you were not entrenched in the internet in 2017.
No, I was probably watching a bunch of Achievement Hunter.
Yeah, probably.
Which that has its own problems too. So
hey, nothing ages well. Everything is bad.
Speaking of not aging well, or at least having awful makeup.
Oh, that's evil.
Yeah, she normally looks great, but
She really had, Introduce the match.
It's Team BLT
He's so proud of himself for that,
versus
guys.
Damage Control in a 6-woman tag. And the person we're talking about is Emily had a big issue with Lita's makeup. I barely noticed.
Lita had really dark contour, really dark bronzing that made her look sunken and like a skeleton, like old. And it was bad. Maybe it was just the lighting or the angle of the camera, but I just kept catching it. I was like, ugh, whoever did your makeup needs to be fired.
And admittedly, she's not 20 anymore. It's whatever.
Sure.
When you're still doing the Hardy Boys look,
I like it.
Like, I don't know, it comes off a little too, how do you do, fellow kids? Like, admittedly, when as simple as it was, when she, like, took off, like, the red shirt she's wearing and was just, like, in the tank top, I'm like, did he just look more athletic?
I guess, but that's still Hardys. I mean, the Hardys were all about layering.
They were not. They were about how quickly can we get these layers off for the female pop.
The Hardys were always wearing multiple layers. They'd be wearing mesh. They'd be wearing a tank top, a t-shirt, baggy pants with all the chains. There were layers. It was the 2000s. Everything was layered.
Well, speaking of somebody who you were saying probably should have had another layer to, Trish.
Yeah, you get one comment about her boobs.
Jesus.
That's it. That's all you could say.
You were worried.
For someone who lauds herself on never adjusting her gear, she's really tempting fate.
Yeah, you had the same vibe as that one like Mad TV Bret Hart match when the one woman came out and you're like, oh, she's gonna pop out.
Oh yeah, well I don't trust her. I didn't trust that woman to know what was going on. I trust Trish. Like nothing moved, nothing popped. She did great. Everything was very tight. But I feel like Trish knew that was going to be fine. And Trish is a smart-ass woman.
Speaking of nothing popping, this was not a good match. It's a standard kind of boring. Like, the crowd also was not into it either.
Yeah, it was pretty boring. I hate to say boring. Like, Becky and Bayley do not put on bad matches. Yeah. Like, they are very good at what they do. This should have been a Becky and Bayley showcase with some backup work. And it just wasn't. Like, they were too reliant on the legend help. They weren't actually performing to their, like, peak ability.
Yeah, I think the main basis for this, like, as a selling point, was, hey, it's Trish and Lita. Because the story wasn't all that interesting. This feud's been going on for way too long. And, like, again, it wasn't a bad match. It just wasn't terribly interesting. It
really wasn't interesting. Like, I shouldn't be bored watching Bayley and Becky.
Yeah. And even Team BLT's entrance was like a weird Sin City vibe that
was weird.
It didn't really tie into anything. Like, yeah, it wasn't bad, but
yeah, the story for it was lacking.
Yeah, we were usually in Sin City. There's like one color at a time. They're kind of like highlighting in certain shots, and yeah, they were just like, nope, just black and white, and then white rain.
Yeah, the rain overlay. I don't know. Could have been good, but it was. That could have been like a 8 or 9 out of 10 match, and it was like.
Oh, we didn't really say it, but Team BLT won.
Yeah, I was surprised.
And before we get to our next match, I want to note that this podcast is brought to you by Cinnamon Toast Crunch, the tastes you can see. Actually, no, this podcast is brought to you by French Toast Crunch. It's better.
You are the only person that holds that opinion.
Even though I think you can like only get it at Walmart or like for some reason, like if you actually go on their site, it's like, yeah, it's only available at these like 6 stores. I'm like, why?
No, this is the most emotional match on the card. This has the most emotional backstory to it. And the fact that it's sponsored by Cinnamon Toast Crunch is just such an undermine.
Yep, it's Dominic Mysterio versus Rey Mysterio.
Awful choices were made.
No one was sure what Dom's entrance was going to be. It ended up being a like prison, like a getting off the prison bus or prison van.
So they did the whole prison entrance, but they made a mistake. They did the backstory for this whole feud, and they showed that the whole reason Dominic was in jail was basically because he was mean to his dad. And he went to jail for all of like 12 hours. He wasn't even in jail for a full day.
Yes, that was the issue with the promo package.
Let's not
and
talk
nothing
about
else.
Let's not talk about it.
To credit to them, they fixed it.
They did. But it was just like, you didn't serve time, man. You didn't really go to jail. You were mean to your dad, and you spent the night in a holding cell, and now you're fine.
We served like, hard times.
The worst thing about prison was the Dementors. That was the vibe he was giving.
Yeah, that's been the point. He's hard.
It was so lame. I was like, man, why are you even with cops right now? You were barely even a felon. You're nothing.
They like give him the Goldberg entrance. He also comes out wearing Ray's Halloween Havoc 97 mask and then just takes it off. I was like,
yeah, it was kind of a nothing burger.
yeah, I was like, oh, I thought you'd do more with that.
I think it's just like a weird homage.
Ray comes out with Snoop Dogg in Eddie's lowrider and to Eddie's theme for a little bit of it.
A lie, a cheat, a steal. What a bop. What a good theme.
Should have come out to the LWO theme.
No.
I said, no, actually, no one would have gotten the reference, I feel like.
No.
Or not enough people. Maybe not no one, but...
That's such a well-known theme that he came out to. Like, you knew that he was honoring Eddie in that.
I think the biggest pop of this match was Ray spanking Dominic with his belt. Like, he took off the belt, like, all right, let's go.
Yeah. We love corporal punishment. Woo. It was funny, though. I'll give him that.
And I got a laugh out of a spot of Dominic taking his sister's drink and throwing it in her face. And I don't know why they felt the need to have it be like this, but they put the drink in a red Solo cup, which minus the Street Profits, no one else had a red Solo cup in the arena.
You will never find a red Solo cup in an arena.
Yeah. And I'm just like, you could have had that be anything.
Anything.
Like, put a lime in some water. You're good.
Well, then the lime could have hit her in the eye and then she could have gone blind. Could have been very scary.
Could have matched your dad. Remember when Ray had his eye taken out by Seth Rollins?
Oh, yeah.
They just dropped that.
Oh, my God. I forgot about that.
At one point, we get Damian Priest and Finn Balor coming out. The LWO make the save, but Priest's jacket is still there. We forgot to do this the first time, too. Bad Bunny's on commentary.
Oh, yes. He's on the Spanish commentary table.
Yes. I think that's why we forget, because we weren't hearing him at all. So there's a chain. Yeah, there's a chain in Damian Priest's jacket. Dom goes to use it. Bad Bunny stops him. And Ray hits the 619 and gets the win.
Booyaka.
This was a good match. Little messy with the ending.
It's exactly what it needed to be, though.
Yeah.
Bad Bunny coming in for the save sets up backlash.
Yeah, it gives Dom something to whine about.
Exactly. It's exactly what this match needed to be. It got Ray some, retribution over his son. It kind of proved, to Dominic, yeah, you can't fuck with me. I know what the fuck I'm doing. You're a child. I will fuck you up. Just because you're my kid doesn't mean I won't fuck you up.
Can't wait to play WWE 13 and go beat my kids.
Oh my God, yeah.
Moving on, let's go to Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair. And I'm realizing now, Judgment Day was nowhere to be seen for this.
Yeah, they did not come out at all.
No, which that might be a sign of things to come.
Do they not respect Rhea?
No, I'm saying I think Rhea might be like, I don't need you guys. I'm good.
Yeah, maybe. But she likes her control over Dom, so maybe that'll be what tears apart the Judgment Day. Dominic will have to pick whether he wants to go with Damian and Finn or stay with Mommy.
There really is something ironic about his name being Dom.
Right?
But so this match, a lot of people were super into, and I feel like we're yeah, it's a 7 or an 8.
Yeah, the internet was lauding this match. It was fine.
I think part of my issue is that, one, Charlotte is ice cold. She won the title the last SmackDown of 2022 and hasn't done anything.
No, she's not exciting to watch anymore.
Wasn't at the Rumble, wasn't on Elimination Chamber, and everyone said it. The booking for the women has not been super interesting story wise.
No,
and it felt obvious that Rhea was going to win. Granted, it felt like Rhea should have won last time they did this match. But...
Right, I could have seen Charlotte winning. Honestly, yeah, it was boring. There has not been any build to this. Charlotte's just kind of around sometimes, and that's kind of it. You told me that she hasn't defended the title at all. Not
on pay-per-view. She's done it on she faced Sonya Deville. Yeah.
Nothing real.
I think one of the main spots we can remember from this is Charlotte simultaneously over and under rotating on a German suplex cell where she lands neck down, ass up. Yeah, it did not look comfortable.
No, it looked really painful, and it could have been scary, but you gotta trust that they know how to land themselves.
Finish of this match is Rhea smashes Charlotte's face onto the ring post LED kind of thing, yeah. And Charlotte just dies right there, and then we get an avalanche riptide from the top rope, and Rhea Ripley wins.
I stand by. This was a pretty underwhelming match.
Oh yeah, I thought it was a lot of things on night one. I'm like, yeah, it's pretty good.
And a lot of people are sharing the opinion that night one was better than night two. I disagree.
I don't know. I need to talk through night two just to kind of feel it out. But
I don't know. I don't hold the same opinions as the internet. Wow, I'm growing.
We then get one of 2 interviews of the entire 2-night event. It's Austin Theory just being like, yeah, I proved myself. It's like, did you?
But both interviews, this one and Bianca Belair being the other one, boring, unnecessary.
Yeah.
Really unnecessary. Didn't add anything. Didn't take anything away. Like.
Yeah, both of them felt like just killing time before something.
Yeah.
But we go to the ring. The Miz and Snoop Dogg are back. They announced the attendance of a little over 80,000. And then they're talking like, yeah, it would have been great, Miz, if you had a match. Miz says, oh, I put out an open challenge, but no one accepted. Which prompts Pat McAfee to come out.
Which could have been cool.
Yeah. I don't know if this was actually a surprise, because Michael's reaction felt a little fake to me.
I think they were trying to replicate the genuine surprise the last time he came out.
Yeah.
Because last time was genuine.
Yeah.
And that got over so well that they're like, I'll do it again.
So the short version here is that Snoop Dogg makes the match of The Miz versus Pat McAfee.
Yeah.
Pat's wearing his WrestleMania tank top.
He claims, like, Snoop Dogg claims, well, I'm basically the host of the show, so I can do what I want, right? So match. Like, good for you, Snoop.
Cole claims that Pat is undefeated at WrestleMania, and I'm like, he lost to Vince McMahon.
We're not going to think about that.
I know we all want to pretend that didn't happen, but
it didn't. It didn't
no,
happen.
that stunner afterwards happened.
No, it didn't. What stunner? That wasn't a stunner.
So yeah, we get an impromptu match, Pat McAfee versus The Miz, and Pat has help because this is basically a vehicle to get George Kittle involved.
Yeah, who the fuck is George Kittle?
He's a tight end for the San Francisco 49ers, which...
Is he like a buddy of Pat McAfee's?
They had a moment at like one of these events backstage, like, we'll have to get you involved.
Oh, okay, that's it.
Yeah.
The end.
He just likes wrestling. And I'm like, this isn't even your stadium. You play in San Francisco.
Who cares? Would you have wanted it to be a Ram? Would you have been happy if it was a Ram?
Yeah.
Really?
Or a Charger.
I don't think you're right. I don't think that's true. I think you're lying.
Finish this match. Pat hits a punt on The Miz and wins.
Woo!
This was not as fun as they wanted it to be.
No, this should have been like a big moment, a big return again, and it just wasn't.
Yeah.
It's a shame. It could have been really fun.
Yeah. If this had been LA Knight, I think the crowd would have been more on board. But...
This had the same energy as the John Cena match, where like it should have been big. Should have been this big moment, and it just fell flat. I don't know what was different. I don't know what they could have changed.
I don't know. Admittedly, I would rather have had Pat on commentary for the main event.
I mean, I'm saying like this segment in general, like not like if we were to scrap the segment, like what would have made this be a better segment?
I think it's not all that interesting to see the Miz get beaten up.
It's not new.
Yeah. But let's go to the night 1 main event. It is the Usos versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
Woo.
Before the Usos come out, we get Lil Uzi Vert.
I'm so proud of you for knowing who it was.
It said it on the screen. I have no idea.
I'm so proud of you for taking note of that. The name was on the screen.
I was grinning like an idiot for the crowd just belting Sammy's theme when he came out.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Because Little Uzi was there to introduce the Usos, I guess.
Sing before the Usos come out.
Yeah. He sang his own song.
Yeah.
He didn't even like sing a theme or anything. Whatever. But yeah, when Sammy and Kevin came out, everyone was screaming his theme. It was awesome.
Yeah. And I pop for Michael Cole giving a shout out to El Generico.
Yes. Because they started doing like the Ole Oles.
Yeah. He's like, he'd be proud. And I'm like, keeping kayfabe alive.
It was very sweet. It was very cool.
The story of a lot of this match is Sami Zayn just getting absolutely beat down and refusing to quit.
Literally, yes. This man, there were points in this match where he was just like draped over the ropes, completely unconscious, just down for the count. And it should be noted that this is a pretty significant match because it's the first WrestleMania main event that a Muslim is headlining. And that's pretty incredible. But it's also incredible because it's fucking Ramadan. This man hasn't eaten all day. He has nothing in his system.
Oh, God.
I can't even imagine that.
Oh, God. I can't imagine him remotely trying that.
No. And then putting this amount of energy in that match when you've had nothing to eat since 4 a.m. Like, he's also been awake since 4 a.m. probably. Because he has to get up before the sun.
Yeah.
And then his call time to, like, workouts or something was probably, like, 6. We didn't go back to sleep. God, what a machine.
I could be wrong, but I think this is the first time anyone's kicked out of the 1D.
They did make it seem like it was a pretty big deal.
Yeah. Yeah, because he's getting, like, double super kicked over and over again. 1D, he keeps kicking out. We get an extremely hot tag to Kevin Owens down the stretch. And they hit like a haluva kick stunner combination.
It was pretty cool.
But the Usos still kick out. And then the Usos do the like double splash onto Kevin Owens. He kicks out.
Ugh.
And then, Jesus, the mother of all hot tags to Sami Zayn for the finish. Just nuclear level heat.
Oh my god, yeah.
He does the haluva kick to Jay, holds him up, gives him another, and Jimmy then comes in to like, Jimmy comes in.
Him, yeah.
Jimmy comes in to stop it. Kevin Owens stuns him out of the ring, and before we get the third haluva kick, we get a nice close up on Sammy, with just a little smile,
a little smirk, just like holy shit, it's gonna happen.
Yep.
We're doing it.
Sammy gets the pin. New champions.
So I know that we are both really over the bloodline as a whole. How do you feel about Jimmy and Jay as a tag team? Are you also over them?
It's funny if you'd asked me like going into Elimination Chamber, I don't know what my answer would have been. No, I mean I enjoyed them. I got tired. I get tired of their involvement in the more singles matches. I think with them as well, it was a mistake to give them both belts. It kind of kills the scene for everything else.
I agree, but I think like in a vacuum, they are a really good tag team.
Oh yeah. In
a vacuum, they are up there with like some of the best.
We said it last year that it's amazing how much better they got when they were allowed to turn heel.
Yeah.
But
no, I agree.
This was the cathartic, feel-good ending we needed for night one.
Don't get it night two.
Yeah, well.
Gotta have a nice, happy moment at some point.
Yeah, I was happy for Sammy and Kevin. With this,
really
Kevin Owens
emotional.
becomes a Grand Slam champion.
Really?
Yeah. He's only missing a tag team title.
It was a really emotional night. It was really good.
Yeah.
This is the match though that gave me hope. Because I'm like, oh shit, they're starting to dethrone the bloodline. It's happening. Yeah,
it was a great way to end night one. And I agree this should have been the main event. I know Charlotte Flair does not agree.
Yeah, she's pissed that her match was not main.
Well, yeah, the winner of the men's rumble always main events WrestleMania.
That's not true.
Except when they don't.
Except when they don't.
There was a good span where they were just like, they're going to open the show.
And then it just became a point of like, if you win the Royal Rumble, you just get a match at WrestleMania. That's it.
A title match.
Sure, but that doesn't mean main event.
Yeah. Well, no, there's multiple main events, obviously.
Every match is the main event.
Yeah.
For all main events, none of us are.
Just ask CM Punk. He'll agree. And
that's night one.
That's night one. And with that, let's talk about the half of WrestleMania that we didn't already talk about before.
Finally, new content.
As I open up my Steve Austin's Broken Skull American Lager.
Hell yeah.
So night two, we get America the Beautiful by Jimmy Allen.
I don't know who Jimmy Allen is.
No.
But the second half of his rendition of America the Beautiful was great.
First half, not so much. But I thought Becky G was better.
I disagree.
Then we got our second cold open from Kevin Hart.
Once again, why?
Miz and Snoop open again. Not much to say.
Why? And
then we get Bork Laser versus Omos.
Okay, I have a strong feeling going into this match of hatred. I am here to say I'm eating my words.
You also lost our little bet on it, whether or not this was going to go over under 3.5 minutes.
Oh yeah, I thought this was going to be a squash match to end all squash matches.
I did call Omos here. I can't believe it's not Bobby.
Which is great. I will say I was really impressed with Omos because he did get a lot of offense, and he did look good at it. He looked powerful. He looked big. He looked powerful. He actually looked good.
I'm wondering if they how much prep and work they kind of did going into this one. Because it wasn't bad. Admittedly, I'm never all that into the can they lift them up storylines.
No, it's not exciting.
No.
Because they can.
Yeah, they can, and especially when I've seen you do it to the Big Show.
You were a little cynical at the beginning of this match, I will say. Because you were like, why are they pushing this so hard? We know he can. I'm like, go with it.
Yeah. Admittedly, I think the worst version of that is they did it with John Cena multiple times with the Big Show. I'm like, we've seen it.
Yeah, it's been done. Never before done. Yes, it has, actually. You've done it many times.
Can he lift the winner of every Royal Rumble?
He's so big.
I did write down this is big meaty men slapping meat, but I feel like that's a disservice to our later match.
This was just also, you don't even need to say it. That's what this was. That's all it was. It was just two large men.
Yeah, Brock wins, but Omos got a lot of offense.
He did, and he looked good.
I might have been reading into something too much, but as Brock was leaving and selling, he kept looking back at Omos, because Omos was just up and wasn't selling that he lost it all, or selling the beating. Brock looked a little annoyed.
Oh, I did not catch any of that.
I noticed it. I'm like, Okay, that's interesting.
Omos is still not a good wrestler.
No.
He doesn't get it.
No.
He just looked good.
Yeah, if he disappeared tomorrow, I would not.
No, he should have disappeared like 2 years ago. The fact that he's still on the main card blows my mind.
Let's move on to the second tag team showcase match. It's the women's tag. Can you name the 4 teams here?
I was just thinking about that.
Okay. And I need their actual names.
Sonia and Chelsea Green. Natalia and Shotzi. Raquel Rodriguez, a.k.a. Shoulders. And, who was she with? Liv.
Yeah.
And Rhonda and Shayna.
Yes. The only reason I said you had to say the names was for Shoulders.
Shoulders was shouldering. She was doing a good job being a Shoulders.
I think both of us were pretty underwhelmed by this match, even before the finish.
I didn't hate it. I thought it was fine. It was a good showcase of women's wrestling for what it was, for the people that were in it. Like, they didn't look bad. They looked strong. They looked cohesive. I just hate how it ended.
Yeah, I'm really waiting for the big push they're going to give to Raquel Rodriguez at some point.
Oh, it's got to be coming because she's so good. But 3 of the 4 tag teams were in the ring a lot, doing a lot of offense and a lot of tag work and like really looking good. And there was a story being told. There were arguments. There were conflicts. Like, it was storytelling.
Yeah, Natalia does her double sharpshooter. She gets to break out like once a year.
It's never that. It looks that good. No. Natty, you must stop. But yeah, with all of that good being done, Ronda and Shayna just come in, done. They win.
I think both of them are hurt.
I don't care. I don't care. Then don't be here. If you're hurt, don't be here. This was a disservice.
I think Ronda was hurt coming into the match, and I don't know what happened to Shayna, but she only had one boot on by the end.
Oh yeah,
and
her leg was fucked up.
Even when she came out, like
she was like, you said like she was kind of limping.
She was limping, but also her gear on her 2 feet looked entirely different.
Yeah. Well, she was probably wearing a boot.
I'm like, I don't know. But yeah, they just, out of nowhere, Ronda wins.
After all of that work that the other 6 women had done.
Yeah.
Putting on a good match. These 2 are just like, nah, fuck you, actually, I win. That was just such a fuck you ending that it really, like, it hurt. It like made me mad. It was a little offensive.
We were talking about Charlotte being ice cold. Ronda even more so.
Ronda and Shayna both are such a boring tag team at this point. Like, they've done what they need to do. They need to do something else. They're so dull.
Speaking of people that need to do something else, we get Bobby Lashley coming out, holding the trophy.
So we thought that he was actually going to come down to the ring and do something because he comes out looking like, you know, a lad carrying this massive trophy. It was funny. And then he just kind of stands at the top, looks around.
He like walks towards the ring and then they cut away.
And they cut to like backstories for another match. And we're like, okay, they're going to cut back and he's going to be in the ring. Nope, next match.
Well, actually, relatedly to cutting away, we didn't mention this before. Apparently, the video packages are only for Peacock Premium customers now.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that.
I think I like it because it doesn't result in us having to watch 5 minutes of different commercials rather than the Peacock commercials.
I mean, I guess.
Remember that being annoying as hell for a couple of the shows where it was just like, well, clearly they're in a commercial break for the Peacock, the cheaper Peacock customers, but now we also get an ad.
I don't know. I think that it's kind of shitty to not give everyone the backstory to these matches.
I mean,
that's what I have an issue with.
They do play them all in the pre-show, so I think maybe that's your option. Watch the product, watch the pre-show, or pay $5.
I don't like that. I just don't like that. And I think that we would have more of a problem with it if we were not benefiting from it.
Yeah. But we get the video package for the triple threat match for the Intercontinental title. It is Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus versus the Ring General, Gunther.
I'll be honest, I was not excited for this match.
I was like trying to like hold back my expectations because they were so damn high. I'm like, no, like give them room to breathe. I fucking loved this match.
I know you did.
Did you not?
I did. It was really fun. It was a lot of fun.
This was big meaty men slapping meat over
like
and
literally
over again.
slapping.
Who's that Pokemon for this match? They are Machop.
Good one. No, it was a lot of fun. It was a really good match in that respect.
Yeah, all 3 men looked really good. They all beat the hell out of each other. They actually...
See, like, that's the style of wrestling that I don't like. It's just the beatdown style. Yeah. So, like, that kind of lost points for me. But as a storytelling module, as, like, a showcase of these 3, it was really fun.
I think it benefited by there was clearly that stage of them doing all the chops, and then they moved into another gear where like they pretty much stopped doing that.
Yeah.
They moved into like the actual like moves and like, you know, more like the second or third gear kind of sequence.
Yeah.
I took barely no notes of it. I was just watching it.
No, and I think that's a testament to a match when you're just like so enthralled with it.
Yeah, I was happy to see that Sheamus tweeted out after the match, him and Drew just laying next to each other, just pints.
Yeah, that was good. This did make me like Gunther. I'll give you that.
You liked him at the Rumble too.
I did. He's growing on me.
Yeah, but Gunther wins after power bombing, or like Drew onto Sheamus and then Drew again.
Yeah, there was just a lot of power bombing at the very end. I don't know. It was fun. It was all good.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember
all
who got power bomb
things.
onto like whose head.
Everybody.
And then it was just like another power bomb. And
Everybody was power bombing everybody.
And the one thing I appreciated from this, no interference. Imperium did the entrance and then that was it. They left.
Yeah,
Same
that's
with
how
Brawl
it
and Brutes.
should be.
Yeah.
Don't interfere. It's WrestleMania. Win your match yourself.
And it puts over Gunther.
He doesn't need him.
Yeah.
He doesn't need him. He's strong on his own.
But yeah, this was, as everyone's going to say, this was a banger.
A banger.
The Banger Bros.
See, I thought that was a play on both of them being from like the UK area, like a bangers and mash sort of thing. I didn't even think about it being like a banger of a show.
Yeah, they put on banger after banger.
Yeah, see, I thought they were talking about sausages. I love bangers and mash, man. If we ever go to London, ooh, that's what I'm going to eat.
The Banger Bros might be talking about sausages. Let's move on to our third women's match of this WrestleMania. It is Bianca Belair versus Asuka.
Talk about a banger. Fucking loved this match.
Yeah.
I loved this match.
Yeah, we both enjoyed this match more than the Charlotte Rhea match.
Significantly more. And this is getting less talked about.
I think people are mad that Asuka didn't win.
I understand that. Yeah. But this was still an incredible match. I would have said that if Bianca didn't win.
I don't think you saw this. So for Bianca's entrance, there was this like it was like an inner city girls group that came out like a whole dance.
Los Angeles Inner City Girls program, yeah.
And there was one little girl like just super flexible doing this one move. Yeah. Apparently her mom died like that morning.
What?
Yeah. Sorry to spread that on you, but yeah.
Why was she still there?
I don't know.
Oh my god, that's horrible. Why was she still there?
I don't know.
We were like laughing at her. Oh.
I wasn't laughing at her.
We were laughing at the flexibility that she had.
Yeah, we were like, funny. Oh my god.
It was like, holy shit. We were laughing.
Nothing with her. Yeah, I started to be in the mood down there.
Damn, thanks for that.
Here, Asuka came out with multiple Oscars, and I wrote, I'm seeing double, 5 Oscars.
It's not that funny of a joke.
First
we got the Cancer Kids night 1, and now we got this girl just lost her mom. Like,
well, admittedly, I kind of had the same thought when she came out with these kids as I did when John Cena came out with the Make-A-Wish kids. I'm like, oh shit, she's not losing. And then like, wait, John did, so maybe.
It was a really cool program. Damn, that's so sad. 5 Oscars was cool.
Yeah. They didn't really do much with it, though.
No, they did not. I was hoping that the Oscar that came down the ramp was like a fake out Oscar. And then she'd be like one of the 5 in the back, like, ha!
It's Kairi Sane. This is a good story of the match. It was strikes and submission versus strength and agility.
Amazing.
We get just a muscled superplex from the apron.
Bianca is such an incredible like build of a woman. Yeah. She is so strong and she knows her strength so well. She can control herself. She has such a good like core on her that she's the most athletic woman on the roster. Probably the most athletic person on the roster at this point. I can't even think of a man that is more athletic than she is right now.
Asuka uses the braid for leverage at one point. I'm like, oh.
Everybody does that, though.
Yeah, but usually when you do that, you end up getting whipped.
She did not whip this time.
She went for it, but it missed. There was a really good like near fall sequence like right before the finish, which led into a Asuka armbar, and I'm like, could be. But
I thought so when the Asuka put the armbar on and Bianca started powering out, I feel like she wanted to do some sort of lift thing with it because Asuka kind of like started falling out of that hold.
I mean, I feel like she managed to do it, but
she did it good.
She had to take her time. Yeah. Belair powers Asuka up from the armbar and turns it into a KOD.
I thought she was going to like lift her with the armbar. Just like,
No, she turned into KOD and got the pin.
Such a good match.
Yeah, both of us really enjoyed this match.
Oh my god.
Admittedly, I was rooting for Asuka, but
there came a point in that match where I'm like, I don't even care who wins. This is such a good showcase of these two women. They're so impressive. Like, Bianca has had, 3 WrestleMania matches now?
Yeah.
They have all been, like, top tier WrestleMania matches. Like, I still say that her match with Sasha Banks was probably my favorite WrestleMania match of all time. The strength and agility and the athleticism that they show, it's unmatched. I can't say enough good things about it.
She's 3 for 3. I'm putting on fantastic matches at WrestleMania, which admittedly might be part of the reason why they kept the belt on her.
I mean, you turned to me and asked, like, at what point does she make it on the Mount Rushmore?
Yeah.
I feel like she's, at least for the women, she's there.
Yeah. So, Emily, you've been waiting to talk about this.
Oh my God, is it time?
It's time. Do you want to just go through the segment?
No. I want you to say, because I want to live it again.
So, The Miz and Snoop Dogg come out. They're setting up the open challenge. Like, all right.
Well, you had a match last night.
Might as well have one this night. And so I'm thinking, like, okay. LA Knight, Bobby Lashley. Like, who's it going to be? And then here comes the money. And you started losing your mind then.
I was like standing on the couch. I was so excited.
Why were you so excited?
I don't know. I don't know where this came from in me. I don't like Shane McMahon, but I was so fucking excited to see him.
To me, this is the moment I'm like, oh, they really are selling the company. They're giving him...
you even said that, like, oh, it's sold.
Yeah. They're giving him one last little hurrah, because he grabs the mic and was like, thank you guys so much for the pop. Like, I really needed that.
It was just, of all the people, like, we went through all the scenarios, like, who's going to show up. Never in my wildest dreams did I ever think that it was going to be Shane McMahon. He got, like, disowned a couple months ago. I thought he was gone. I thought he was donezo. I think that was what it was. I was so shocked. Like, that was the shock factor that WrestleMania needed. It was like, holy shit, it's Shane McMahon.
Yeah. It was wild. And then
it ended so quickly.
And then to the match, Shane versus The Miz. By the way, not the first time they've done that match at WrestleMania. No.
That's fine. First time this ever happened at WrestleMania.
Shane does, the drop down and leapfrog, and he goes to turn and immediately tears his quad.
I think he tore his knee.
No, he tore it.
Was it his quad?
He tore his quad.
Like father, like son.
Yep.
But like this all happened while I was still reeling from his entrance. So I was like standing and pacing, and then he went down, and we were both like, wait. It's a work, right? Yeah, it's a work.
And they're like only showing a close up on the Miz. Like,
I think the moment that I knew it was no longer a work was when Miz stopped pacing, because he like his face dropped. Yeah. He had the character on, and he was walking back and forth while Shane was down, and then he just stopped. Apparently,
you could hear Shane twice go, "I'm fucked."
Oh really? Oh, I gotta see that again.
So then Snoop Dogg gets in the ring.
As they're getting Shane out of the ring, it's Jessica Carr is the ref, right? She looks to Snoop Dogg and just yells, "People's elbow." I'm like, wait, no, if he does the people's elbow, it's a work. If she just called the next move, it's a work. It's gotta be.
She says it like 6 times. Because, so Snoop gets in, punches the Miz, does the people's elbow, and then pins the Miz. It wasn't his match, but whatever.
It was great.
Just...
The on the fly of Snoop Dogg just being like, this is my moment, I gotta save this. Amazing.
Yeah.
The high of Shane McMahon coming back into the WWE to the low of him dying, basically. And then Snoop Dogg, of all people, saving the day. Oh my God.
Yeah. But also, they're like, guys, I really needed that pop. Thank you so much. And then just...
I really needed that pop. His quad said say less. Oh my, that was like, I have never popped for wrestling the way that I did that night.
Yeah.
I lost my mind.
It was fucking wild.
Oh my God. What a fucking moment. Like, that's going to be like top 5 WrestleMania moments. That's gotta be. Like father, like son though, man. They've got some weak ass quads.
Apparently.
The McMahons do not have good quads.
Oh God. Let's move on to
everything else in the show. Useless.
Yeah, honestly,
we're just on Twitter at this point.
It kind of ruined the start of the next match for us.
Absolutely,
because we were so distracted. Just
it 100% did, because the first half of the next coming match, we were just on Twitter the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, what did people say? Is he actually hurt? What just happened?
Yeah. And it's the Hell in a Cell match. It's Edge versus Finn Balor. Sorry, Brood Edge versus Finn Balor.
Demon Finn. Brood Edge versus Demon Finn.
Edge's entrance was cool.
But
We were kind of expecting Gangrel.
it was cool visually, but what about it was Brood?
The fire and coming.
He wasn't wearing the Brood outfit. He didn't come out with the Brood music. He didn't come out with Gangrel. There was no actual red viscous liquid on his part. What about it was Brood, other than the fact that they called him Brood Edge?
Coming out through the fire.
But he's done that.
Yeah, that's a Brood thing. Yeah.
It felt phoned in. It was like, oh, we're going to make Brood Edge. Just kidding. No, we're not.
And then we get Demon Finn. I laughed at him getting the slow motion John Morrison entrance.
Which I still don't totally understand why he got.
I don't know either. And the two guys handing him
The smoke things, yeah.
Yeah.
The purple smoke.
So, doing the hunched over, trying not to be seen thing and really failing. As somebody who used to work for a cheerleading company, they did what I call the poop run.
The poop run?
Where you're trying not to be seen, so you have your arms crossed over your stomach while kind of crouched. It looks like you just have to poop.
It does look. I know exactly what run you're talking about.
And Finn kind of looked like Darth Maul here. I don't know what it was. Like, more so than usual.
Yeah, it was the face paint. The paint on his back was like incredible. Very detailed. Looked really cool.
Both of us giggled at the color-coded weapons.
It's just so stupid. It felt very phoned in.
Because they're back to the regular cell. It's no longer the big red toy cell.
Right, yeah. But there still has to be an element of toy so that, like, oh, only Finn gets the purple toys and only Edge gets the red toys.
Well, Finn gets some red because...
Sure does.
Edge throws a ladder at Finn, and I still cannot see where it happens. But
I think it just catches him.
Yeah, looking at the bump, I still don't see it hit him. But Finn gets hit in the head with the ladder, and it
gets him.
Yeah, it gets him good right on the top of the head. And
I don't think it needed to hit him very hard. Like, that's part of your skin that is just so thin. Like, if you get caught at the right angle, gone.
So the medical team comes out to attend to Finn. The crowd isn't that into it.
We thought that they were going to stop the match. And I was like, we just had an injury in the last segment. We cannot stop again.
That didn't help either. They were like, Jesus,
we just did this. And I think Finn was thinking the same thing. He's like, no, I'm not stopping. I'm not fucking stopping.
Yeah.
Like, patch me up. I'm good.
Edge tries to keep the crowd entertained by like going out, getting weapons.
He does. He is a professional. He took all of the attention off of Finn for a minute. Like, entertainment wise, he went to the other side of the ring. He was pulling out weapons, chairs, kendo sticks, another ladder for some fucking reason.
Yeah.
Consummate professional.
Finn at one point dives from... They've added a lip on the halfway point up of the cell.
Yeah.
So he dove from that to in the ring, trying to stop the coup de grace Edge through the table.
Yeah.
Edge moved, but he just jumped straight through the table. Finish of the match is a concerto from Edge
why?
With two red chairs. And I joked, I'm like, he's getting that same type attack bonus. And Edge wins. Was underwhelmed by this one.
I didn't want Edge to win.
Yeah, they was rooting for Finn, but it wasn't even that. I don't know. Just I feel like the finish just kind of came out of nowhere.
I'm wondering if they were told to like speed it up a little bit because
of the blood,
because of Finn. Like
maybe
maybe they were like, okay, Finn, you can keep wrestling, but we're gonna cut some spots here. Like we gotta you gotta get out of the ring.
I don't know.
I think they might have thought that he was more injured than he actually was, but because he had so much face paint on, you could not visibly see the blood.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's that. Maybe it was us being just distracted from the wild Shane McMahon shit. But,
I mean, the show ended about 15 minutes early. I can't imagine the Shane McMahon match going 20 minutes.
No. So
I think that some stuff was cut from this. I think obviously time was cut from that, and that is what left the gap at the end.
Yeah, and I mean this feud has been going since SummerSlam, and I don't know, this didn't feel like the big blow off they wanted it to.
No, you're right.
But also, I don't really need it to keep going.
I like seeing the Demon again. Yeah. I always liked Demon Finn. I think that's like a better version of Finn. Yeah, even though Finn is hot as fuck, and I like to just see him.
The problem is he's losing more and more as even. He went from like undefeated to...
I know.
He's lost a bunch of these in a row.
Yeah.
Flop like a fish. All right, let's go to get a few things left. We got a Bianca Belair interview with the dance crew.
This very much felt like we need to pad some time, but it was sweet.
And then we get the Hall of Fame.
Oh, yeah, the Hall of Fame recap.
Yeah, and we get them all kind of coming out, doing a little wave. We get Stacy Keibler, our little WCW tie-in.
Towson alum.
Lance Storm with the tweet of the weekend.
Oh, my God. So, Lance Storm, he tweeted... Stacy Keibler aged horribly. she clearly doesn't know how to do it. She looks exactly the same as she always has. Like, amazing.
We get Andy Kaufman, and for whatever reason, like Jerry Lawler wasn't there. I'm like, that's the whole point of doing
So
Andy
when
Kaufman.
he did the induction on the night of, he said that he was still recovering from his surgery because he just had another heart attack or something.
Oh,
I think he had some sort of surgery. Don't quote me on that, but he said like, I'm still recovering, but I know this would have been like the biggest night of this guy's life. He did the whole story thing, but he threw it to Andy Kaufman's family in the ring, and they did the whole thing.
Then get the Great Muta, who recently retired, and I'm totally on board with just like, no, this person's important. Like when Jushin Thunder Liger went in.
Yeah, just because he was never in WWE proper.
Well, I was saying even like a single match. Yeah.
Yeah, he was just I think the WWE Hall of Fame, I think it should just be the Wrestling Hall of Fame sponsored by WWE.
Yeah. Oh, where was that random one? I showed you like, oh, there's this Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame. It's in like Ohio.
Oh, I don't
or
remember.
like Iowa or something.
But yeah, it looked like it was in like a strip mall of some sort.
We get Tim White winning the Warrior Award. First referee to go in, but it's like not for a referee. And then the final inductee, Rey Mysterio. This is a very small class, and it came together like really quickly, it felt like.
It did come together really quickly. Almost like it was forgotten. But I will say, like, it was really nice hearing from Stacy Keibler about her whole journey getting to where she is now. Because she very much came from nothing and turned it into something incredible. Same thing with Rey Mysterio. Like, he had some stories that were incredible. So Conan, that's our other WCW tie-in. Conan inducted him into the Hall of Fame. And they were just talking about, like, how they started in WCW together. And Conan's the one that got Rey into WCW. And when he got there, he reconnected with his childhood friend that he had known since he was 12 years old, Eddie Guerrero, and it just talking about all of that's the stories. And then he even said, like, when he first started wrestling, his wife, Angie, MVP, was going to, like, med school and had to drop out of med school so that she could go get a job and send Rey Mysterio money so that he could actually keep wrestling and keep doing his thing. And look at him now. It's just like little stories like that, like really like hit my feelings. And it was really nice to hear those stories from all these people.
Yeah. And it was also nice that Ray's pyro actually worked when he came out for the Hall of Fame walkout.
And he came out in another Muta tribute costume. Yeah. And before he even went to his spot, he just like went to everybody and like shook their hand, gave Stacy a big hug, which I thought was cute because I'm like, oh, filthy animals, cute. But no, it was just nice. I know it's Tori, but I thought Stacy was with him too at one point.
No, not quite. There was the one backstage segment when Stacy was still one of the contestants where she was just there for some reason.
Oh, okay. I guess I'm like inflating it.
No, Stacy's now with Standards and Practices as Miss Hancock.
Oh, and that was another thing that they really highlighted Mrs. Hancock in her like journey package before she got inducted.
Please, Miss Hancock. She's not married.
Sorry. But I'm like, I thought this was just like a little one-off, blow-off, nothing. But that was like the biggest portion of her.
Oh God, how many spoilers did you get? I have not listened to it.
Not a ton.
Okay.
There's no story there. Are you kidding me? The story is Stacy has legs.
For days. They're still going.
Rumor has it. It was a really nice thing though. Yes, it all came together really quickly, but it was nice.
And with that, it's time for the WrestleMania Night 2 main event. It's Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes. What can we say about this match that you don't already know? Honestly, the one thing I can say, there needs to be an authority figure on screen WWE. Because, like, they're just fine with this every time. Usually when it's a heel champion cheating, I think like JBL. Oh, I see you're cheating all the time. I'm going to put you in these situations where, you know, it's more difficult for you to cheat kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's the same bullshit interference every fucking time.
They even went out of their way to make sure that Solo was ejected from ringside.
Yep, and then he just came
right back.
And that's fine. Like, I was convinced there was going to be a dusty finish with that. I'm like, oh.
I didn't want to believe you because I thought the same thing for like when you said it because they never closed the show. Michael Cole and Corey Graves never said, thanks for watching WrestleMania, have a good night. It just ended.
Yeah, because we get the Usos coming out for interference, and then Sami and Kevin make the save. Cody looks like he's going to win, and the Solo interference, and Roman just wins. Again.
It's just really frustrating.
Yeah.
It makes you feel stupid for being a wrestling fan. This is the kind of stuff that's like, you invest so much time. You're investing 5 hours of your week to watching this product, and you think that you have somebody that you can root for, and you finally think that they have made their point, and they just keep getting dicked over and over and over again. And it's not always the same person. Obviously, it's not always Cody, but every time you're like, this could be it. This is the person that's going to take him down. It's not. He's not a final boss anymore. He's just like an unbeatable force, but not even in a fun way. Yeah. Like I know people online try to push that of like, you just hate him because he's good. No, I hate him because there's nobody that can stop him, and that's not fun.
Yeah, I compared the Bloodline to the NWO recently, and it really is feeling more and more like the Hulk Hogan.
It's like, why am I watching? Who do I have left to root for?
So yeah, people were talking about that, like, all right.
If it's not Cody, then who's it going to be?
Well, the whole thing has been, okay, well, they didn't do Drew because they're going to do Cody. And they didn't do Sammy because we got Cody.
Right.
So
now what?
Jay.
I really think at this point, it's going to be up to Roman Reigns when he's done. Because he's going to lose, and he's going to like get off of television for a long time.
Yeah.
I think that he might retire even.
Yeah, I mean, the options are Jay, Seth. People have said, I don't buy it. People said Randy Orton.
No. I don't think it's going to be any of those.
Randy doesn't need it.
Maybe one of the Usos. But then we're still in the fucking Bloodline. We're just doing the same story again.
The problem I have is a lot of the Bloodline kind of story has been about Roman and Jay. And if Jay wins, I don't know what you have Jay do after.
Yeah.
So
yeah, because who does he side with? Does he like go be with Sammy and Kevin? Like, does he start his own thing? Does he fully disaffiliate? Like, it took all of the wind out of every sail. Like, nobody liked this ending, and I'm not even trying to be like a bitter wrestling fan of like fuck Roman Reigns. I don't think he deserves it anymore. I don't think that he has earned it, because every time he has won, he's winning, like you said, by interference.
It's the same finish is the problem.
It's the exact same finish every time. And it doesn't matter who goes up against him. It doesn't matter if it's... At this point, I'd be fucking fine with Brock Lesnar coming in and winning. But, like, it doesn't matter. I don't even think that Brock would do it. I don't think that they would let Brock win. There's nobody now. And I don't think I don't say that as a good thing. I say that as, like, what's the point? We have reached the series finale. It's done. Why would I keep watching?
Well, he hits 1,000 days at King of the Ring.
That's not exciting to me.
In Saudi Arabia. Yeah,
The stupidity of humanity did come out on Twitter last night, though. Everyone on Twitter, all these people were saying, guys, he's only 15 days away from 1,000 days. Just let him get there. That's not how math works. He's only 945 days. 15 days, he's at 960 days. Are you thinking about a clock?
Is this going to sabotage Money in the Bank again this year?
Probably. I have no faith anymore. I went to bed last night and I'm like, I'm not going to watch Raw. I'm not going to watch SmackDown, because why would I? What is the point? There's nothing for me anymore at this point in current day television. And I saw one ad for Raw today that was like, anything could happen on Raw after WrestleMania. And I'm like, God damn it, you're right. I'm in.
You son of a bitch, I'm in.
You son of a bitch, I'm in. But nothing's going to happen because we always get our hopes up and nothing fucking happens.
Editor's note, she watched it and hated it. And on that dour note, why not? Let's do best bit.
Yeah.
And MVP.
Do we even need to do best bit?
I was going to say, do we do worst bit?
So the thing is, like, the best bit and the worst bit are so obvious.
I disagree. I'm not giving the best bit to the same thing.
No? Oh, come on. What could have topped that? If you say a match, you're wrong. If you say a wrestling match, you are incorrect.
The triple threat.
Absolutely not. That does not eclipse the Shane McMahon fiasco. No. Snoop Dogg dropped the people's elbow while Shane McMahon was getting carted off after re-entering the WWE. Are you telling me that's not the best thing to happen to wrestling in the last calendar year?
I'm saying when I go back, I don't know that I'm going to rewatch that, but I'm going to rewatch the triple threat.
I'm going to rewatch that. That's top 3 WrestleMania moments.
Who's your MVP?
See, I don't know. Who's your MVP?
I'm going to give it to Sammy. Sammy gave us the moment we wanted for night 2.
You're right. Sammy does deserve MVP. Because he also tried to stop what happened.
Yeah.
You're right. He deserves it. I'll give it to him too.
Worst bit, Roman retaining?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Was there anything else close?
No. I don't think so. This was a pretty good WrestleMania.
Yeah, pretty good WrestleMania. They just got shot on by...
But Vince McMahon himself has gone on record saying people only remember the last thing they saw. It doesn't matter if the whole show was garbage. If the main event was incredible, oh, it was a great show.
And we can attest to that because we made the mistake of watching WrestleMania 1.
I don't want to talk about it.
Maybe we'll talk about it in the next episode.
I chose to fold laundry rather than watch that fucking hellscape of a show.
Well, that's going to do it for this bonus episode of the
God.
Butt Seats Podcast. That went pretty much the same length as a normal one, but
Yeah.
that's what happens when you're talking about an 8-hour wrestling show. You can only be so concise.
Oh, we're just going to go for 20 minutes.
But until the next episode, which is the first 2-hour Nitro, which will probably be out somewhat soon.
KSI just got canceled.
Oh.
He said a racial slur.
Oh.
That was quick.
Wow. Okay. While you're on Twitter looking into that, why don't you give us a follow at Butts in the Pod, and Instagram is the same handle. Facebook, the Butts in the Seats Podcast. You can listen to all of our back catalog, including all the other WrestleMania episodes. Hear what we said last year about Roman retaining.
It was probably that.
Yeah. Well, he faced Brock, so it's a mixed bag. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Samsung Podcasts, Stitcher, iHeartRadio. Emily, any final closing thoughts on this? We're gonna be. It's gonna be hard to record an episode for the next one because we're gonna be at WrestleMania for next year.
Yeah. How are we going to take notes while we're there?
What if Roman's still champion?
I don't want to talk about it.
All right. Well, if there's nothing left, I'm Nick, and thanks for listening to the Butts in the Seats Podcast.